Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, welcome back to Devil's Den Hockey. The New Jersey Devils have taken on the Carolina Hurricanes and lose 4-1 in regulation. Where to start? How about we start with the fact that somehow the Devils have managed to become three different teams in three different periods. Let me explain. We're going to go through each period, and I'm going to give you my completely honest-to-God opinion, because, dear Lord, you all know I have many. So, first period, the Devils come out better than I've seen them play in God knows how long. They come out fast. They come out hitting. They're winning puck battles. They're the first to the puck. They're rushing. They're forechecking. And for the first 13 minutes of the first period, the Devils are keeping the Hurricanes to 0 shots. 0. Zilch. And the Devils, in the meantime, are getting their own fair amount of chances. Jack Hughes had a breakaway in the first period. Didn't score, of course, but a breakaway nonetheless. The Devils end up racking 7, 8, 9 shots on net before the Canes actually get a shot. Now, we do end the period 0-0 because this team is incompetent at scoring goals. We're not going to yell yet. We're going to say that for later. And we move on to the second period. The second period is meh. It's not great, but it's not like shit either. Second period, you see the Canes starting to gain momentum. You see the Canes starting to get back their position. You see the Canes getting shot after shot after shot after shot on net. And eventually, they manage to catch up with the Devils. And the Devils, in the meantime, they're getting their own chances. They're not good chances. They're not great chances, but they're chances. You get several power plays tonight. You go 1 for 4, so I guess that's better than 0 for 4. You see how hard I'm trying to look for the silver lining here? Doesn't matter. Second period ends, and we go to the third period. So we start up here. Second period goes to this. And then third period, we go off the cliff. And the third period, I sit here and go, there they are. There's the Devils I love to hate. The third period is a complete wash. Complete wash. Nobody hits. Nobody fights. They just lay down and let the Hurricanes bend us over and spank us like children. Nobody stands up for anybody. Granted, Kovacevic, I thought had a couple of good moments. Not in the third, though. Timo Meier laid out Aho. Great. Not in the third period. I don't know what you guys want me to say, okay? Because, they fooled me into believing. They fooled me into believing that it was possible for the Devils to go on a run. Let me explain. Devils are shite, and then they beat Minnesota. And they beat Minnesota decisively. We go to Seattle. And we beat Seattle. Not as decisively as the Wild game, but nonetheless, we pull out a win. I go, okay. Devils are coming back. Devils are starting to string together some wins. Maybe this is the moment where we turn the corner. Maybe this is the moment where everything bad starts to go away. Not completely, but starts to go away. Tonight we have the Hurricanes. And if you're any Devils fan, you know that this team has owned our... They own our ass. They own our ass. They put a little dog collar around our neck and walk us around like we're their pet. Because we are. Because when we come to the Canes, or the Canes come to us, we let them do what they want. They bend us over and spank us over and over and over. And does anybody fight back? No. And I think that's the thing that irritates me the most about tonight's game. There's a lot of things that irritate me, but about tonight's game specifically, is they started out so well, better than I've seen them play in ages. And at the first sign of adversity or pushback from the Canes, they collapsed on themselves. They stopped forechecking. They stopped hitting. They stopped fighting for pucks. They stopped standing up for each other. And they just lay down. They lay down. If you can't bring yourself to fight back when you're getting pushed around, when you're getting mocked, when you're getting laughed at, because you are a joke. The Devils are a joke right now. Second last in the East with tonight's performance. And you know what? The only team that's worse than you in the East is the Rangers. The Devils are a joke. And people should be laughing at us. They should be, because it's funny. It's funny to watch a team that in modern memory has won Stanley Cups. In this century, they've won cups. To fall to this, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And they should feel embarrassed. Every Devil that walks off the ice after games like this should not look up. They shouldn't make eye contact with each other. They shouldn't look in a mirror. They should go home and they should feel bad. There was a time where when the Devils got pushed around, they fought back. They pushed back. They weren't dirty, but they fought back and they pushed back. When you've got, let me tell you this. Let's take two kids in elementary school, right? One kid's a bully, one kid's a victim. And the bully every single day comes over, sees his kid carrying books in his arms, right? He's got his textbooks. And the bully comes over and smacks it out of his hand. And he does it Monday, he does it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What does the kid do? He picks his books back up and he carries on with his day. He never confronts the bully. He never gets in their face. He just looks down and acts like nothing's happened. What do you think is going to happen if you continue to ignore it? They're going to realize you're an easy victim. You're an easy target. So fight back. Fight back. And the Devils don't do it. They don't do it. When times get tough, this team crawls into a shell. They put their heads down and they just go, let's just get this night over with. Where are the Devils? Where are the guys on this team that are going to be proud to wear the crest, to have a jersey on their back with their names on it? With their names on it. It's not the fans that should be embarrassed. It's not the fans that should be nervous to say things like, I'm a New Jersey Devils fan. It should be the players. And it should be Fitz. And it should be whoever else you want to blame. But you know what? And I think the heartbreaking thing for me, after games like tonight, is there's no help. There's no help coming. There's no help coming. Fitz made it very clear. He's happy with the way things are going. He's not going to change anything. He's comfortable with he's got full confidence in MARKSTROM. Full confidence. Go watch tonight's game, Fitz. I'll help you out. I'll send you the tape. Go watch tonight's game. MARKSTROM cannot continue to be in net. I'm sorry, he can't. I do not want to see MARKSTROM playing for this team anymore. I'm done. I've reached my limit. He's so bad. He's so bad. And every game, it's a below a 900 save percentage. Oh, well, he was in net for one of the wins we had recently. I don't care. If you have one game where you're a 920 and the other 30 games you're an 860, don't care. Don't care, leave my team. And you know what? We can convince guys on this team to waive their no-move clauses. We did it with Dougie. We can do it with Markstrom. Get Dawes up here. Play Allen. And please, for the love of everything that is good, go get somebody with some heart. That when push comes to shove, they're going to push and shove right back. When a guy gets knocked to the ice or they score a goal, 2, 3, 4, I don't care how many goals, you're going to have somebody that's going to grow a pair of balls. It's going to look the other team in the eye, and they're going to fight back instead of laying down and letting themselves get kicked over and over and over again. Every team in this league knows who the losers are. And this year, the Devils are losers. And if you don't want to be a loser anymore, then act like a winner. Because giving up, retreating, and just surrendering to whatever the other team is going to do to you for 60 minutes, it's no way to build a hockey team. It's no way to build a person. Have some confidence. Push back. No retreat. So, on that note, I am going to call it here. My voice is giving out from me screaming at the television. So, we've got a couple road games coming up. We've got Calgary, we've got Edmonton, we've got Vancouver. You can beat Calgary. You can beat Vancouver. I don't expect you to beat McDavid. That's a loss. Come out of this road game with 2 wins. I don't care if they're in regulation. I don't care if they're in overtime. Just get the wins. On that note, take it easy, guys. And I will see you next time when we play Calgary. Adios.